Will we have reached a tipping point when electric cars start looking like other conventional vehicles? Will that be the point where the electric car is mainstream?
I think you have to take advantage of the technology, and probably one of the things we as car designers have complained about to a certain extent in the last years have been the difficulties with adapting to a lot of the restrictions that's come up in the car industry, and some of it was not necessarily driven by the powertrain, but that said, what I discovered when we started our vehicle program is that this new technology actually gives us some advantages in certain areas. You don't necessarily have a huge engine out in front of the vehicle, so you can again start to sculpture the hood of the vehicle, which were very difficult when you have to accommodate a huge engine. And also the way that we're looking into placing batteries in the vehicle means that you're going to have to redo the way an interior looks in many aspects. I mean, it still depends how you do it. But I think one thing I want to add in terms of how the vehicle should look, I think this actually gives the opportunity for us as car designers to bring some of that passion back in cars. And I think, to be honest, we have lost some of that. And I think what it shows right now with this financial crisis we're in, that people actually don't have enough passion to go out and spend the last money to buy a new car. They're actually now saying, well, I have a car, I can wait. And we got to get that passion back where people feel like, no, I do need a new car because it's so exciting. And I think this new technology gives us that possibility. An example for me to compare something else would be the iPhone. There was no reason for anybody to go out and buy a new phone from a company called Apple that never made phones. But because they took the technology and they did a design that was amazing, suddenly there was a reason for people who always bought Nokia or Motorola phone to go and get an Apple iPhone. And I think that's what we need to do in the car industry. It still was a phone, it's a cool phone, and I think we don't have to go all the way to some of the student projects because, quite frankly, I agree with Bob. I don't think that most people would buy that, but we need to get these cars a lot more desirable, the next generation of vehicles that we're doing.
And adding on to that, I would venture to say that most people in this room have probably driven an electric car, even though most people in the country haven't. And most of us understand that it's a lot of fun, that these vehicles can be fast. Your vehicle, the Karma, is going to be extremely fast. I had a chance, Bob, to be one of the first few people to drive a test mule of the Volt. And that's one of the things I noticed. I mean, that thing moved. But after I told people I drove it, I had two separate people, both whom I thought were highly educated, said, well, after you've driven that to 40 miles, where are you going to find a place to plug it in? Which, of course, as we all know, is the selling point of the Volt.